Hello, everyone. Well, I know it's been a very, 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 very long time. I know I've been MIA, life happened. Most times we really cannot say what life is going to throw at us. The only thing we can do is actually keep riding the wave till we get through. Well, feels good to be back. Feels good to be back. And I really want to say thank you to a whole lot of you that reached out to me. I felt really loved. Thank you so much, especially on Instagram. I know a lot of you got to know about my video from Instagram. Thank you so very much. And I also want to say a lot of you who have actually reached out to me with your questions to keep it coming. I'm very open to help you. I mean, Canada is going to be bringing in about over 1 million people in the next 3 to 4 years. Come on, be part of them. Just reach out to me if you have questions. I am more than willing and excited to help you. If it's something I cannot, explain, I have people around I could always ask, and we can even research together. I'm more than willing to help you, okay? And a lot of you out there that have reached out that actually have gotten ITA, some are waiting for worse because of COVID. COVID messed up a lot of things, and some people have submitted, waiting for CIC to respond. Some people are even, hoping to do their biometrics next week. Well, all I would say is congratulations and keep up the good work. I mean, it's not just for only Canada, for everything at all in life. Anything you put in your mind to do and you are consistent, if you dream it, you can achieve it. Trust me. Just keep pushing. Not just only about immigrating to Canada, even anything that has to do with your life. If you keep believing, you can achieve it. Well, today I'm going to continue from the previous video. I talked about, getting, knowing how you qualify. Today I'll be talking about gathering documentation, because it's not just enough for you to get ITA. Get ITA and you submit the right way. You don't miss out your documents. There are basic documents you should submit, and it differs from individual to individual. So first and foremost, you should have your passport, not expired, very valid for at least 1 year. You should have that. You should have your medicals. For medicals, I remember someone who reached out to me on Instagram and she said, "Oh, Jenny, I'm ready to submit my application now. Where can I do my medicals? What clinic can I go to?" I was like, "Oh, you don't just go to any clinic. They're actually pre-authorized clinic. Just go to cic.gc.ca and just on that search box, just type medical reports, and it will show you a list of medical reports based on your country. But I know in Nigeria, we have in Port Harcourt, we have in Abuja, we also have in Lagos. I know we have IOM, then we have like 2 or 3 others. Can't really remember their names right now. But be sure to find out what clinic is pre-approved. Go there and have your medicals, and make sure you submit the printouts they give you while you're submitting your application. Then you have your police reports. For police reports, for any country that is your home country, like where you're a citizen, you need your police report. Some people relocate. Let's say they relocate to the UK and they want to move to Canada. Because you're in the UK does not mean you don't have to do your police report for Nigeria. You have to do your police report for Nigeria, and you have to do the one for UK. For police reports, any country you have stayed in for at least 6 months in the last 10 years, you have to do your police report. I remember I have a friend who at the point when he wanted to submit his application, well, he's a traveler, and actually he was just due to work. He had to get his police report for Germany, police report for France, police report for the UK. It was actually so stressful for him, but I mean, he had to do what he had to do. So you make sure you do your police report. You have that for submission. Then your statement of accounts, which is for your proof of funds. Guys, when it comes to statements of accounts, if you're going to use treasury bill, make sure that you have your treasury bill certificate submitted. If your treasury bill certificate is new, maybe you just placed it in treasury bill, as much as possible, make sure you have your statements alongside just to show where the money came from. And if it's maybe previous treasury bills, you've been rolling it over, just make sure that you have the old ones too, just to give a trail. I mean, let us picture this. Let's say you are the visa officer and someone you're not saying is submitting documents to you. You would want the person to submit more than enough documents that would make you feel relaxed to know that this person is not lying. That is what your documentation should be all about. While you're submitting your document, act like the visa officer. If I was a visa officer, would I question this? And some people, when it comes to proof of funds too, you can use a gift deed. I know one of the people who actually submitted some weeks ago. She reached out to me and she said, Jenny, the money I have is not complete. What do I do? And she needed to get help from her family. And I told her, yes, it's possible. Just get a gift deed. A gift deed is a document to show that someone has gifted you something. Let's say your proof of funds. I'm just using an example. Let's say your proof of funds is 5 million. That is what your proof of funds is. And you have 3 million. Okay, the difference is 2 million, right? Maybe your brother, sister, uncle, mother, father is going to make up the remaining. All they need to do is transfer it to you and get a gift deed. It's just a document saying, I, so and so, I'm gifting so and so person this X amount of money, and I don't intend to collect it, and I hope she uses it for whatever she pleases to. And just get it notarized at the courts, and you attach it with your statement of accounts. That easy, voila. Then you can decide to submit statement of accounts as much as 6 months, 1 year, whatever is comfortable for you. Just do whatever makes you sleep well at night. Then you submit your work reference. You claimed you have 5 years working experience at company A, 2 years working experience at company B. Not bad. You work in different places, and let's say you are claiming points for the 2 different places. Go ahead and reach out to your employers to give you the letter. And mind you, hope you know that even though you have 10 years work experience, you don't have to claim point for everything. You can decide to, okay, maybe you have one of the places you worked in, maybe you worked there for more than, maybe for up to 3 years, and you just want to claim that point alone. You can claim that point. Then in your work history, you can add the other places where you worked in. Where you are claiming point from, you need a work reference from the employer. And what do they need to make sure it's the information available? You need them to state how long you worked there, the job description, very key, because it must be in sync with what you have stated in your application. The amount you're being paid, either monthly or yearly. Then how long you worked, and is it full-time? Is it contract? Hours of work? Those very, very, very key things. Once you even go to cic.gc.ca, there is a full list of what you need to make sure the letter has. Once you have that, you send it to them. You can also go as far as adding your pay slips. Like personally, I added my pay slip. I went as far as adding my provincial letter. Sincerely, if you are a meticulous person like me, you would dot your I's and cross your T's. I mean, you don't want to submit your application and wait so long and someone now get back to you and tell you, we're canceling your application because we feel you're not saying the truth. Nobody wants that, because you actually put in the work. I mean, whatever is worth doing at all, do it well. So you would do well to actually submit all your documents the right way first time. Then what other document do you need? Then your passport photograph. You just need a digital copy because you need to upload that. Then if you got provincial nomination, you need your provincial certificate. Of course, when you get provincial nomination, there's a certificate they give you, so you have to add that if you got provincial nomination. Then if you're relocating with your children, your family, make sure you have your spouse document as well. Whatever point you're getting from your spouse. Let's say your spouse contributed Ielts to you. You need an Ielts as well. Let's say you got points from her education. You also need an ECA as well. Then your children, they also need their medicals done, and they need their birth certificate just to show that, yeah, they are my kids, Then sincerely, when it comes to documentation, those are just the basic things you need to submit. But it differs from persons to persons. Someone who has a gift deed will have to show that document. Different thing. There's some people whose name might not even match. Maybe there's a name mismatch. They might want to explain that. And there's another document you can provide. It's called letter of explanation. Letter of explanation is, there's a placeholder for letter of explanation. Most people just don't pay attention to that. But you see, letter of explanation is just a place where you can tell the visa officer whatever you feel might be a problem. I had to use letter of explanation for explaining the difference in my name in one of my certificates. Just use it to tell the visa officer, say, this and this that I think you might be worried about, this is it here. Then even some people go as far as using letter of explanation to explain how they arrived at their proof of fund, explaining the rates, because you know how Naira fluctuates like the wind. Some people go as far as using the letter of explanation to also explain how they arrived at their proof of funds and the rate it was as at the dates they were submitting. You can go as far as doing that, having a screenshot of xe.com exchange rate, because that's what they really use. That's the official rate site. Gathering documentation has to do with, hey, this is what I claimed and this is the verification. That is really what your documentation is all about. And you would do well to put in the work. Sincerely put in the work, so that will reduce ADR. You wouldn't want the visa officer to get back to you asking for more document. That would waste time. That would waste time. Then after you submit your application, before I digress on that, when it comes to application, some people would ask me, Jenny, should I pay my application fee and right to permanent residence at once? Well, it depends on you. If maybe you don't have the money to pay for the two of them at once, you can decide to pay only application fee first. But if you have the money, I will just tell you, go ahead and pay at once. You wouldn't want a visa officer to reach out to you and say, go and pay, go and make this payment, when that time would have been used to move your application forward. And don't forget that anytime there's an ADR, that's additional documents required, you're delaying your application. So you would do well to just have everything all at once from the get-go. Then you also need your Ielts. Your Ielts, the certificates you get from the Ielts body, you need to attach it. I remember I was on a WhatsApp forum where we had that argument, and then the person was saying you don't need to submit your Ielts certificate because you already have the details of the Ielts. They can always go and log in and check. It's cost you nothing to attach it, honey. Go ahead and attach it. Just attach it there. You really don't need it for anything, so you can go ahead and attach it. Then don't forget to attach your WES evaluation. Do not forget to attach your ECA, that's your education credential assessment. Attach it, and that will just, let's just say you're the visa officer. Wouldn't you want to work on an application that has everything at the get-go? I pick up a file and everything is there. I just do it voila and move it to the next stage. And gathering your documentation would also reduce the timeline. Hopefully, that's if you get a good visa office. Well, once you submit your application, the next thing is wait and wait. Because I remember someone reaching out to me. In fact, it was just 2 days ago. We submitted our application together, and she was like, hey, babe, after submitting my application, what next? And I said, wait. But this is the time not to sweat it or worry about your application. No, this is the time for you to research. Some people are relocating to Canada. They are making a career switch. If you're making a career switch, that's the time for you to start. Do you need a certification? How do you research in your field? LinkedIn is a very good tool. In fact, when I realized what LinkedIn could do, hey, I sleep on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very, very great place. Use it as much as possible. Research where you want to live. If you got federal ITA, go ahead and research where you want to live. Don't be part of those people that will say, because my friend lives in province A, I must go to province A. No, wherever you get a job, wherever you feel is comfortable for you and your family, you research the cost of living there, cost of settling there, getting a job. Consider your career as well. And if you got a provincial nomination, of course you are tied to that province. But that doesn't make you just sit down and say, oh, maybe I got provincial nomination, I got Ontario. I'm just going anywhere in Ontario. Anywhere is not in Ontario. Anywhere you stay in Ontario, how do I put it now? Where you stay in Ontario matters, because there are some places that are more expensive than the other. So this is the time to research and research and research. Relocating is not just about saying I want to relocate. And that's why there are a lot of people who will come out and say, oh, it's not the way they say it's so hard, it's so this. You didn't do your homework, honey. After submitting your application, the work actually even just started all over again, because you need to put in the work. Make your research where schools your children should go. If you want to go back to school, and don't forget, going back to school also, the government pays. A friend of mine didn't even know recently until she reached out to me, and I told her, you don't have to worry about school fees. The government will pay. They will pay, and they will give you both grants and loan. You pay back the loan, but the grants is for you. Do your homework, research and research. And don't forget, Jennifer is just a chat away. I'm very, 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 very excited to answer your 1,000,001 questions. And please, please, please don't forget to like my videos. Don't forget to subscribe, because I'm going to be churning out a lot of videos. It might not just be related to only Canada. I mean, this vlog is just to talk about anything, everything. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.